The divinity from within, consciousness. We are all consciousness. We are all one. Modern day has polluted the masses into false stigmas and false indoctrinations that were never held true for ancient civilizations. They have steered us away from the truth of reality, the truth of consciousness. Have us focused on matter over mind. This video is simply to enlighten and share my own personal truth that I believe is to be true, and what I believe that these people that are controlling this world try to hide from us as an individual, to look outside of everything else instead of looking from within, right? This is why religions have us focused on a he or a she, a god, or turning our attention and focus and pouring all of our energy into he or she gods or gods instead of ourselves. I'm finna give y'all a simple breakdown. Now check it. I want y'all to follow along, grab your pen and a paper, because I'm finna be spinning real knowledge, real game. So y'all better be locked in, you feel me? So look, I like to call where we come from, some people call it the source. I call it the God complex, where we all come from, where all consciousness comes from, right? So we are the universe experiencing itself. The soul system resides within us, creating a duality of self and consciousness. So I believe that everything is conscious, right? To an extent. Now, is it aware of its consciousness? That's a whole different topic for another day. But what I do believe is that when we take a look at animals, right, they have consciousness. They are conscious beings. Birds, all of that, right? But the only thing that makes us different from them is that we have self-awareness, which allows us to gain an introspective analysis on our physical, spiritual, and mental plane. Now, take a look at animals, right? They're conscious, but they can only act off of instinct or survival, right? Which is their fight or flight responses. From the source all the way down to Earth, which is the lowest physical plane. And I'm going to get into that and break this down for y'all to explain, but just follow along, bear with me, right? As the source, let's look at this chart over here to help you guys better understand, right? The source or Godplex consciousness is the very peak of existence, right? The very top is where everything comes from, everything, right? Now, this is what people will argue, is it eternal? Is it infinity, right? Because things that are infinity can't exist within space and time. So that would have to mean that anything that's infinite or eternal has to be outside of space and time, has to be outside these realms, right? So if we are the universe experiencing itself, there's two forms of consciousness, right? Regular consciousness, which is just survival and thrive, or survival or instinct. And then we have that duality nature, which is the introspective into our own self-analysis, which is what animals and birds and fishes and all that, they cannot do that, right? So this is where the divine essence comes from us, right? And all divine means is of or from God. Not to say that we are God, but we are of or from God. We are child or children of God consciousness, right? Right. This is why we have the certain abilities to create, right? We have clairvoyance. Some people are born with natural talents, things of that nature. Math, sciences, all that comes from consciousness, from the source, from the Godplex. I like to call it the Godplex. Are y'all following? Now, as the universe it wants to experience itself, it goes through these planes of existence, right? So, like I said, the very peak of the planes of existence is the source. As we look over here at this chart below me, right? You've got the higher levels, which is the astral elder, which is the middle. Then you have a lower sub levels of the astral plane right before we get to the intermediate plane. And then we have the lowest physical plane, which is the third dimension, which is width, depth, and height, right? So that is what makes up our reality. This is what makes up the matter, right? Which is our body. This piece of meat right here, right? It's just a vessel. Our consciousness inhabits that vessel. It thrives. It's alive. It's experiencing itself, right? So man is the composition of matter and spirit. So think about it. If we're coming from the peak, if we're coming from the top, that itself is spirit. When we descend through these planes of existence, we reach the lowest physical plane, which is earth. What we know it and we all love and know today, right? Which is earth. The soul experiences different realities within the multiverse. We are consciousness is multi-dimensional. But this world has got us confused and thinking it's just literally matter over mind. This modern, especially in this modern day and age, they want us all convinced, all deceived into believing that there is nothing to this reality but what we see, right? And that's just simply not true. And we know these things, even looking at ancient civilizations like the Mayans, the Egyptians, things of that nature. They were a lot more far advanced than, certain modern things that we've got in modern day and age that we would consider advanced, right? Because they understood this. They knew this knowledge was a fountain, and it was more prominent back then than it is now for some reason. And I'm finna get into that, right? So through the distinction from the highest spiritual plane or consciousness, light, right, to the lowest physical plane, or transitions through all these different planes to the bottom. Your physical divine, your divine awareness is lost through this descension, right? From the source all the way back to all the way down to the physical plane, right? Now, we are the universe experiencing itself. The universe it has to be balanced. It must be balanced. It can't have too much good, can't have too much evil. This is why it's experiencing itself. It's understanding that existence in itself is balance. So dual nature is represented through the higher and lower self. Everything is symbolism within this realm. Everything is symbolism, even including our body, our vessel that we embody, right? That's the matter, right? That's the animalistic nature. That's the 7 deadly sins, right? Gluttony, the things that we give into, the things that we lust after. It's all about balance. So our bodies, our vessels, right? It has a higher and it has a lower self. Now let's look at this. The soul system, right? The soul system, I like to call it the soul system, right? The soul experiences diverse realities within the multiverse, never tethered to one. Which means, in simple, whenever you go to sleep, right? And you dream, your body, your consciousness is astral projecting, right? Your mind is astral projecting your consciousness into realities, right? Different realities or different realms, right? Now, what you have to understand is that our not our body, not this piece of meat, not this matter, but our spirit, right? It can't be tethered to just the physical realm, right? This is why we're able to experience and to navigate into other realms, right? Whenever we astral project, or whenever we our conscious slips into being unconscious, right? That is what's going on. So the soul experiences diverse realities within the multiverse, never tethered to one. The soul system is within you, which is your chakras, right? So these chakras are just essentially energy wheels, energy points within the body. Now, what you have to understand, as above, so below, right? So what do I mean by that? Everything that is in this lowest physical plane is in the other higher planes, right? But the only thing is is that it's not governed by that. This physical world is governed by physics. It's governed by gravity. It's governed by the things that keep our physical matter body bounded to this lowest physical plane, as opposed to the higher planes, which are the astral planes, and then even higher, which is the mental plane, and then even higher than that, which is the source, right? This is where all this derives from. So the higher self is divine and eternal. And again, the higher self cannot be seen, right? Just like our thoughts and things of that nature cannot be seen. Now, what you have to understand is that our higher and lower self is within our mind, right? It's within our consciousness, right? All of this is derived from our consciousness, our higher and lower self. Now, not only is our higher and lower self spiritual, but it's actual matter. This is what I mean by as above, so below. So just as certain things apply in the astral realm, it applies in this realm also. So let's take a look over here at this chart that I've got, right? So at the very, 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 very middle or center of everything, you see the earth, right? So as it goes further out as you go further out from the circle of earth, you see the elements that are bound to the physical realm, right? So you have air, fire, right? Water, right? These are all elements of the earth. Now, as we keep going further out, you see how it says the moon, the moon, the sun, the stars, they're local, bro. They're not millions and millions and millions of years or whatever they say in science, whatever they all that BS that they try to fill our heads up. Oh, the sun is millions and millions and millions of my cat, bro. The sun is local, the moon is local, the stars are local, bro. Right. So over here, this is kind of will give you the description of understand. Okay, now we understand that things are local, right? The sun is within this realm, within the physical realm, right? We see over here the sun is within this, and then as we get further and further from the center, we reach the firmament, right? Or the glass dome, as some people like to put it, the firmament, glass dome, whatever you want. Now, there is no space, bro. Space and time is if from within this realm right here. This is space and time, bro. That's not you take a rocket ship and then boom, we're in space and all. No, bro. Space and time is within Earth, bro. Simple, bro. Space and time is within Earth. And whenever we astral project, that is when space and time, or that is when we leave space and time. That is why people could spend certain amount of time in the astral realm, and it's like, damn, I thought, nigga, I was real time here. It's like, nigga, you was in that bit, you was knocked out for 8 hours, but in the astral realm, you like, man, I felt like it was about 30 seconds, or it felt like it's about a minute, or it just felt like time is moving a lot faster than what you realize, bro. That is why when we wake up, we have no perception of that time period that we were just asleep for 8-10 hours, because that is lost, right? Once we leave this physical plane. Now, let's move on. I hope you guys are following along. Y'all should write this stuff down, because this is the truth, bro. This is what this is what the modern day and age, they don't want us to know this about ourselves. They want us to pour our energy worshiping gods, worshiping idols, right? Because they know how sacred and pure our energy is, and whenever we focus towards ourselves, that's when we unlock our true divinity, right? And we're not just tethered to this physical world. But everyone that sleep, everyone that doesn't know about this, all they believe is matter over mind. They believe that matter or this physical realm is all that's to it. Now, here we have arrived to the Soul Society. I'm a big Bleach fan, so I call it the Soul Society, but it is better known as the Ether, right? Now, the Ether, in terms, is what connects this world to the astral world, right? And this is where our consciousness or our spirit passes through whenever we astral project. It passes through this ether, right? Before it can reach to the astral or the lower astral realm, middle, and then higher astral realm, right? So the ether is the fifth element, right? Remember what I was saying. This is the lowest physical plane, right? Link with in depth. But as above, so below. So just know that anything that's here is going to be the same way in the other planes, right? But I'm finna get into explain what makes the other planes a little bit different from the physical plane. Even though it might visually see like, oh, okay, it's going to be the same. Even when you astral project, your astral body might visibly see that it might be the same realm, but it's not. And I'm finna get into that. But first, I want to explain that this realm, or the soul society, this realm, one foot in this world and one foot in the astral world. This is how we're ghosts. This is where you know, spirits and stuff dwell at, that are still kind of bound or stuck again between the astral and the physical, which is what you don't want. Ultimately, that's not what you want, right? Okay, so let me explain this to y'all. The fifth element is spirit, right? What are the four physical elements of this world, right? Fire, air, water, and then earth. And then the fifth element being the one that we cannot see, which is spirit. So that is the fifth element. That is the soul society constituted. So this soul society, it has 4 higher subplanes of the physical plane, right? This plane consists of energy, magnetism, and electricity. Okay, so we can't see it with our physical eyes. We can't see magnetic fields, right? We can't see electricity, and we can't see energy, right? We can measure these things, but we can't see it with our physical eyes. So to understand this, right? So now that we know, okay, boom, when we astral project, we are phasing, or we are passing through, we are ascending through the ether before we actually reach the lower astral plane, right? So again, mind, or matter, and spirit, right? That's what makes up our body, right? Our chakra points, our energy points, which we cannot physically see, is within our body. That is what makes up our chakras. Now, over here, I want y'all to come over here and look at this chart right here at the top. Now y'all can't see it because my thing is cut off, or my it's like, you know what I'm saying. But so we've got the crown chakra, which is at the very, very top, at the very peak. This is what we can't see. The crown chakra is within the spirit realm, or which is oneness, which is all of that, right? Okay, so the third eye, which is within our brain, and then it goes to throat chakra, the heart chakra, solar plexus, sacral, and then root. Now let's go over here and look at what each one means, right? So the crown chakra, which is not in this realm, not in the lowest physical plane, it cannot be seen with the physical 2 eyes. It serves as knowledge, fulfillment, spirituality, and self-realization, right? Now, the energy point below that, which is the third eye, which is within your mind, right? That institutes intuition, visualization, imagination, and clairvoyance. Now, under that one, we've got the throat chakra, right? So under that, we've got communication, expression, honesty, purification. These are things that we're able to convey with our mouth, right? The heart, right? Love, acceptance, compassion, kindness, peace. Then we go down below, solar plexus, which consists of strength, ego, power, self-esteem, digestion. Then we go below that, sacral chakra, sensuality, sexuality, pleasures, creativity, emotions. And then the very bottom, which is the root chakra, right? A very, very, very bottom, which is survival, grounding, stability, comfort, and safety. Now, what you have to understand is that the lower 3 chakras, the lower 3 energies, is our lower self, right? These are the animal. Our lower self is our animalistic tendencies, right? You know, the voice in your head that's always tugging you to do the right thing, and then you've also got the other voice that's tugging you to do the wrong thing, right? And then it's up for you to decide the balance between things. Do I want to commit to my lower self, or do I want to commit to my higher self? Again, this is all the universe experiencing and understanding itself. This is why we have good, and this is why we have evil. Now, if you decide to thrive, or to meditate, or not meditate, if you decide to thrive or live into your lower states, your lower energies, right, that is essentially hell, right? So what is hell? I know in religion, hell is always depicted as a fiery place, a place of eternal pain and suffering, a place of that you will never, you know what I'm saying, it just won't ever end. But what I believe to be hell, to what really be hell is what you experience here, right? So let's break this down. If I'm living in my lower 3 chakras, which is the strength, the ego. What is ego? The ego is always in competition with the next. The ego is always feeling like it deserves to have this praise, to be back, but like, oh, I need to have praise. I need attention, right? This is what the ego wants, and that's not our higher self, right? But again, as universe experiences ourselves, we have free will. We have the choice to determine whether we want to give into our lower or higher self. So, okay, so if we're looking at the lower 3 energies and what they consist of, so if I give into my ego, if I give into having a high or low self-esteem, right, that's all from my own decisions, right? So can you see how hell can derive from that, right? So if my energies are not balanced, and I'm focused or leaning too much towards something, right? Like, for instance, right, if I'm craving power, if I'm craving to be the best, if I'm craving to be this, just, you know what I'm saying, feared being, right? And I'm craving that more than I'm craving anything else, or my higher 3 chakras. You see how hell can derive, hell, which I believe hell to be, is just suffering, right? And I believe that you can experience heaven and you can experience hell here in this physical plane. It's all up to you. So imagine you spend your entire life giving into your lower 3 chakras, to your lower self, right? Well, one thing we'll know is your energy points will all be out of whack, will be all out of balance, because you're drawing too much from the lower 3 chakras. Does this make sense? So when you lust after a girl, when you see a beautiful girl and you see her and you like, oh man, I just want to fuck some, I just want to hit that, I just want to have sex, I just want to do that, you're giving into your lower self, bro, which is hell, bro. Because if that's all you crave is just to give into your animalistic instincts, do you see how hell can derive from that? Because that's not what life is all about, right? It's all about balance, all about proportions. You see what I'm saying? And if you are having these if you're leaning more towards one side than you are the other, you can experience hell. But if all 7 energy points are balanced, right, and you don't crave after any of that, you were able to ascend one by one to consciousness. See, people think they can skip steps, bro. People think that, oh yeah, I can experience divinity, and I can experience being oneness, and I can experience, you know what I'm saying, what I'm really meant to experience, but also I can keep giving into my animalistic tendencies, my animalistic urges. I can keep giving into my matter, right? That's not spirit over matter. It's not mind over matter. It's matter over mind. And that's what this world wants you to thrive in. Matter over mind. When they want you to, man, there ain't no such thing as a spirit world. There ain't no such thing as that, right? They want you not focused on yourself, because that is the answer to everything, right? And each one of these chakras, it unlocks the next chakra, right? So once you balance one chakra, then you move and ascend to the next one, and ascend to the next one, and ascend to the next one. And once all of those are balanced and you don't crave or thrive and you can control, you see, once you take step by step, each one of your energy points unlocking from within your body. And again, not something that you can physically see with the eyes, but once you unlock that, you reach the 7th chakra, or the seventh energy point, which is the source, which is consciousness, which is God, right? And that, again, you cannot see that. So let me see where my points at. Okay, so energy that comes from further outside this plane must be moderated by the etheric body before it enters the physical body. It is our etheric body that supports all of our organs and keeps us healthy. So yes, etheric body, you must be thinking, what is an etheric body? Does that mean I have a physical body that's in the etheric realm? Well, not physical body, but you do have a body that inhabits the ethereal plane, right? And that can transcend past beyond the ethereal plane into the lower astral planes, right? So understand. So once you understand that you can either abuse your chakras or balance your chakras, and that through the balance of through the balance of those chakras, you will have a strong mind and soul connection. Well, that's where mind comes over matter, spirit comes over matter, because all of your energy points from within are balanced, and you can transcend this body, you can transcend this physical world, what matters to this physical world. Because guess what, consciousness is genderless, right? Consciousness doesn't associate with anything, what associates with everything all at once. You get what I'm saying? And once you transcend this physical body, this glob of meat, you will understand that we are all one, we are all consciousness, right? But that is lost, right? When we descend from the most pure plane all the way to the physical plane, right? Boom. So look. So this is where we get into the astral realms, right? This is where we get into the astral realms. So like I was saying, the ether, the soul society is the realm before that. If you ever struggle, I mean, if once you pass away, bro, once you pass away, this is where a lot of people, when you before I get into this, when you pass away, right, you can actually get your spirit, your physical spirit can get bound to this reality, right? Or you don't want that. Your consciousness can get bound to this reality because it still craves gluttony. It still craves the lower three planes. The lower three energy points or chakras, which is the animalistic nature or instinct of the body, right? The mark of the beast. Our body is the mark of the beast, right? We can't give in to our body. We have to essentially ascend our body, right? If we want to be more like God, right? To be more balanced, right? And in the etheric plane, in the ether plane, right? It's that middle ground. It's like, okay, he's still holding. He had a sudden death. He passed away, and when he passed away, his body, his mind, his energy points were in sync, and so his spirit wasn't able to transcend past the ether when you passed away, when you died. You get what I'm saying? Does this make sense? Right? So this is why it is essential for us to prepare life right now so we can prepare for after death. If we don't prepare for life right now, we'll have a high chance of getting reincarnated here again, and you'll probably live the exact same life. Right? Because it didn't learn anything. You were still attached. This physical, your consciousness never learned anything. It was still attached to things of this realm, right? Instead of transcending the things of this realm, right? Now, the lower astral planes. So, look at it like this, right? Look at it like this. You've got the lowest physical plane. Let's just draw the line, right? Let's just draw a line. We got lowest physical plane right here, right? Then above that, we're gonna draw on one more line, right? And then above this, we're gonna draw one more line, right? So the lowest line that we just drew, that's the physical plane. The second line that we drew is the ether, right? It's the one step before the astral plane. And then the third line we drew is the lower astral realm or astral plane, and which is where, when we, you know what I'm saying, go to sleep, when we dream, or when we have daydreams, this is where our consciousness slips to. Maybe for momentarily, maybe for hours, right? So the lower astral plane is easily manipulated and inhabited by spirits and entities. Same thing as the ether. But the only thing is, the spirits and entities within the ether are stuck there. The spirits and entities within the astral plane aren't, right? They could go from the astral to the ether to the physical, right? So in order to directly affect this world, that means you would have to affect the realms above it, or you would have to manipulate the realms above it to directly affect this world, to directly affect the physical plane, because they're all interconnected, right? So the lower astral plane is easily manipulated and inhabited by spirits and entities. It lacks a natural landscape and is highly affected by the projections of the mind. So this reverts back to what I was saying, that there's doubles, right? Everywhere. In the other planes, there's doubles. So anything that's here, we have a double in the astral realm. But the only thing is that the astral realm exceeds space and time, which is this earth. So although the terrain might look familiar, this is why when your dreams, right, you could go from one place to the next, to the next, to the next, all almost simultaneously, bro. You'll be in one place there, then the next minute you'll be there, or in another place, and the next minute you'll be in another place, and then you'll remember something. You just fast forward. Now you talking to a whole bunch of people. It's because the astral realm is formless, bro. Although it might like look similar to this realm, this low physical plane. Oh, buddy, bro, does it not change and fluctuate and ebb and flow, bro? It ebbs and flows. Right, so it's not an exact copy and paste, right? So what happens in these astral planes? What's going on in the astral plane, right? And how does this astral plane connect to the physical plane? So I'm finna break it down to y'all, right? So our minds are more powerful than you think. Our consciousness, our minds are more powerful than you think. It's not just matter, bro. It's matter and spirit, right? So understand this. Any idea you entertain for long enough in the physical world or in the physical realm, just whether it's positive or negative, just know you just created a double, bro, within the astral realm, right? And this is what happens with a lot of people, and with who are addicted, right? So let me break this down to y'all, right? Any idea you entertain for long enough forms in the astral, whether positive or negative. Addictions / trauma comes from a mental struggle, right? It grows. So that addiction or that trauma in the spiritual realm, which is the thing that you cannot see, that stuff grows every time your emotions, your actions in motion, right, goes into it. So anytime you pour your emotions into that thought form turns into an actual image, bro, right? Within the, or an actual double within the astral realm, right? So this is where this comes from. So a lot of you guys are literally creating your own demons, bro. When you're constantly sitting around depressed, when you're constantly entertaining a certain thought, oh, I just can't get women, or oh, I just can't get money, bro, or oh, I just don't get my way in life, or I just blah blah blah, bro. As y'all say those things, bro, it literally, bro, and you, as you say and think these things, it literally manifests a double in the astral realm. And sometimes, whether it's depending on if the thought form is positive or negative, it manifests into a negative image or a demon or an angelic creature in the astral plane. You get what I'm saying? Does that make sense? So anytime you entertain thoughts of, oh, I'm gonna be rich, I'm gonna be this and that, I'm gonna be this and that, you're manifesting, believe it or not, you're manifesting that into the astral realm, bro. And those, either negative demon or positive angel, depending on you and how you create it, and then depending if that angel is gonna help you and guide you, because your emotions, everything is so interconnected, and it's influencing and making that positive emotion grow more and more and more and more and more, to the point where it gets so big that it manifests into the real realm, right? Or to the real physical world, right? This is why things happen in the astral realm. This is why things happen in the mind before they manifest into the real physical world. Everything that you see from this camera that I'm talking on, the microphone or the camera that I'm recording with and the microphone that I'm talking on, this was all developed and manifested within the astral realm before it ever became something physical that now me and you physically see with our 2 eyes, right? So the astral body is highly mobile and not imprisoned by linear time like our physical body. So that this goes back to what I was saying earlier, where you could be in the astral realm for what it seems like 5 minutes, really is 10 hours down here, because space and time is within this earth, right? All right. So our astral body, like I said, is a double, bro. But it's not copy and paste, right? We don't have matter. We don't have this matter in the astral realm, or at least not the physical matter in the astral realm, right? So when we go to sleep, the stars are the portals to this astral realm. Spirits and entities live here in the body, the 4 elements. So, you know, depending, when you're in the lower astral realms, bro, you're going to meet, like when you astral project, when you're in the lower astral realms, it's all based off of frequency. So if you want to project to higher realms, you're going to have to be vibrating at a much higher frequency. Why am I talking about frequencies? Because frequency is the only thing that could pass through our body without permission, bro. Think about it. Frequency, sound, is the only thing that can pass through our body without our permission. All right. So sometimes if you're vibrating, again, right, whether positive or negative, if you entertain positive or negative thoughts, it manifests a double within the astral realm. And that double could be one of the 4 elements. It could be a fire spirit, earth spirit. It could be a water spirit, right? Or it could just be a full-on daemon, bro, right? That torments you, that's literally pulling the strings in the astral realm, having you sad as hell, having you mummified as hell, having you puppeted as a motherfucker, right? You got the strings attached, right? He just tormenting you. And then you keep just feeding him. Oh, I just can't get out this cycle. Oh, I can't, this won't ever end. This won't ever stop. You keep just feeding him. And he like, yeah, you right. You making me stronger and stronger. Yeah, you right. I'm gonna keep tormenting you, bro. Keep tormenting you because you keep feeding me, bro. You keep feeding my thought. It's a lot more powerful than you think. Or it could be the other side of things, where it's like, okay, this man is positive, bro. You know what I'm saying? Hey, bro, everything that he's manifesting in the astral realm is beautiful. It's positive. It's sacred. It's pure, because of the emotions that he put behind it. You see how this works? So that is why heaven and hell can all be experienced here and on earth. What is worse than being depressed, bro? Right? The next step from being depressed is death, bro. Sometimes depression can be worse than death, bro, because you are alive and you still have to experience that depression each and every single day. So death is really probably, I mean, depression is worse than death. You see, you see how that could be, hell could be an experience that you live here right now. Or on the counter side to it, you can experience heaven, and that could be something that you thrive in, right? And you can all experience that here, right? You don't have to project anywhere or do anything, right? Because you could experience that here just off of your mind. You encounter certain entities based upon the frequency the same as you emit. So if you are emitting low negative frequency, low negative energy, bro, 9 times out of 10 when you astral project or if you daydream, you're going to encounter spirits or entities that are the same frequency as you, and you know you might be terrified of it, right? So this is where manifestation comes into play, right? And this is how we can use this to our advantage, right? So manifestation, realization. So now that we understand how these different planes of existence works and how our soul can travel through or send through these different planes of existence, now this is where we could take things matters into our own hands, right? Once we've gotten all the other previous steps in order, once we've got that aligned, once we've got that balanced, then we can move on to We can move on to the divinity part, the godlike essence of creation, or creating the reality that we see for ourselves, right? So manifestation, realization is the fourth dimension, which is the astral realm. The fourth dimension is no physical. There's no physical. It's always ebbing, flowing. It's always changing, right? So the fourth dimension is where manifestations occur, transcending the visible eye. Thoughts and actions in the physical plane reverberate, right? And reverberate just means it echoes, right, into manifestations in the astral plane. So anything or thought that you think, you entertain that thought long enough, it's going to echo, and it's going to vibrate off into the astral and form into the astral realm. Thoughts and actions in the physical plane reverberate into manifestations in the astral plane. The fourth dimension is not visible to the naked eye, but ascends when our consciousness travels, when we become unconscious or we astral project. So how do manifestations embody or take physical form, positive or negative? Mental thoughts embodies astral matter, right? So our mental thoughts, can we see our thoughts? No, we can't see our thoughts, right? But we know we are thinking these thoughts, right? Even though we can't see it, these thoughts are always, interconnected, right? Our neurons that are firing off in our brain interconnects these thoughts, right? And creates different pathways, right? So mental thoughts embodies astral matter. Where focused, and this is essential, keyword, where focused thoughts go, energy flows. Where focused thoughts go, energy flows. Where focused thoughts goes, energy flows. So this is what I mean by if you decide to entertain certain thoughts for long enough, positive or negative, right, it's going to start to begin to manifest within that astral realm, right? And then and then it will continue to grow and grow and grow and grow and grow in the astral realm, and then it will descend into the physical realm. So mental thoughts embodies astral matter. Where focused thoughts go, energy flows. Events occurring in the physical planes manifest a double in the astral, right? So how can you use this to your advantage, right? Or how could you use this to create a reality that you want? Well, it's simple, right? You want to set your mind, right? And this is why it's called a mindset. You want to set your mind to a very, very, very high frequency, right? Right. You want to set your mind to the embodiment of life. You want to set your mind to the embodiment of oneness. You want to set your mind to the embodiment of whatever you desire. You want to set your mind to that, and you want to continue, right? It's not just once. You want to continuously pour your emotions and focused thoughts into whatever it is you want. Let's just say, for instance, your first car, bro, right? You a teenager, your first car, bro, right? You can this manifestation process speeds up everything, bro. Once you understand manifestation, this speeds it speeds up not your life, but how do I put it? It speeds up the desires that you want out of your life, right? Once you understand how your mind, your spirits connect to the astral, and whenever you think or whenever you entertain positive or negative thoughts, that it forms in the astral world, right? Astral, right? Not astral, right? We're talking about there's no outer space, no astrology and outer space and the astral, bro. Astro derives from the word astral, bro. Astral. Come on now, bro. This world is, again, modern. Let me just say it. This day and age that we live in this modern world, it just promotes matter over mind, bro. It promotes only just this reality, bro. It doesn't ever entertain anything that's astral. It doesn't ever entertain anything or transcending or ascending from this physical world, bro. But they know that they know all of this, everything, because, bro, even the ancient civilizations knew about this stuff, bro. Right? Hinduism, the oldest found religion, bro. They knew about this stuff in the ancient day and age. And these, at least these people who worship this physical world who don't want to transcend at all. See, people like me, I want to transcend because I understand I'm a multi-dimensional being. So shit, once I pass away, nigga, that's quits. That's done for me, bro. I'm cool off that. I want to go experience whatever else I got to experience. But some people, they worship this world. They like this world and they don't want to go anywhere else, bro. And they believe that should be the reality for everybody else. And they don't give people the choice, right? False indoctrinations, false stigmas that are withheld above all of our heads that we are born into society with. Right? So once you understand how manifestation works, once you understand that, then you can manifest anything you want. You can practice manifesting anything you want, positive or negative. If you want to try this theory out, or I advise you to dwell on something positive for a certain amount of time. Like, okay, you want to get a first car? Okay, boom, boom, boom. Start to visualize that. Boom, boom, boom. And it's going to start, that mental image is going to appear in the astral realm. I promise you, bro. But again, we can't physically see that. But just know that the more and more you think, the more you dwell on this thought, just know, just because you can't see it, just know it's there, my guy. It's there, bro. It hasn't gone anywhere. You know what I'm saying? So, or if you want to experience the negative side of things, you know, dwell on things that are negative. Dwell on things like, oh, I'm stuck in this loop. I'm stuck in the trap. You know, I promise you, bro, you're gonna get tormented, bro. You're gonna get tormented, bro. Keep entertaining that negative thought. Keep entertaining that on a consistent basis, and it's gonna happen to you. Or entertain that positive and thinking and deriving from what you want out of life, right? And you could use that in your own way to manifest the reality that you want. This is how billionaires become billionaires before they ever reach $1 billion. This is how people become the great one before they ever are seen by the world as, or viewed by the world as the great one. This is how you have all these people who it's already there before they actually become it, right? It's just simply a matter of you understanding, right, how our mind works, how our consciousness works, where we come from, right? And once we understand that, then we can use it to our advantage. We're so willing to have freely as we choose, bro. But the knowledge is here. The information is here. Now look, if you this is what meditation does, right? Meditation gets you into this state of mind to astral project. If you are wondering how to astral project off of your own will, meditation, deep meditation can get you there. And frequencies, I believe frequencies help me get there to reach that deep state of meditation for my body, to prepare my vessel to prepare to be able to ascend, or my conscience to be able to ascend out of my physical body, right? So again, back to the frequencies, right? You're going to encounter or experience you're going to encounter and experience spirits and entities depending on what frequency you're vibrating at. So you could be vibrating at a middle frequency, you know, kind of like you're not completely, you know what I'm saying, just negative, but you're also not completely positive in the way of your thinking, right? And so you'll kind of be in the middle astral realm, right? So the embodiment of manifestation in the physical and the influence of astral realm demonstrates the interconnectedness of consciousness in the divine state, right? And over here I've got this is what these planes look like. I found this image off of Google, but this kind of is a good representation I think of. But the only thing I probably struggle with is just probably flipping this from the top to the bottom. Okay. So anyways, so right here we've got the prime plane, where it's just the lowest physical plane, right? Okay. So this is the lowest physical plane, and then you see how we have the elements over here, right? That are within this lowest physical plane that we know of, right? So we've got fire, we've got air, we've got water, and we've got earth, right? Those are the 4 elements. So y'all probably wondering, Ron, what you talking about? The fifth element, the spirit, right? Well, this is the 5th element down here, which is the astral. This is the 5th element, the astral. This is also right here the 5th element and 4th dimension, the ethereal plane, right? You see how all of these are byproducts of the ethereal plane, right? You see how this plane right here is all of these are a byproduct of the ethereal plane. And then once we pass through, you see how it goes from prime plane. Once we pass through from the bottom and go through the ethereal plane, This is where we come out on the other side of things, which is the astral realm, right? And this is where a vortex, cosmic plane is, the continuum, infinity, all of this derives in the astral plane, right? And then then you have the sub planes, right, which is the lower astral plane, middle astral plane, and higher astral plane. And then you've got the mental state of being, which is transcended past or ascended past all of that. Not transcended, wrong word. Ascended past all of that into the mental plane, which is oneness, which is, again, if we were going back to the chakras, it would be your crown chakra, right? Which is oneness, which is consciousness, which is the universe, right? So this is where we finally reach the very top of where we came from, right? So if you're looking at it as a top, going back to that first picture, y'all probably, where is that? Well, I can't go back to it right now, or I could. Hold on, let me see. Look. Okay, so look, planes of existence. This is going back. This is going back to the source, right? The source, right? This is the peak of existence, right? This is where we all come from. And then at these lower levels, it goes down and it drops down to the higher level, elder, middle. Then you transition the great place, the intermediate plane, which is trapped souls. You don't want to be a trapped soul, elemental aspects, and yada yada yada. Okay, so but anyway, I want y'all to focus on the source part right here, right? Which is where we all come from, which is the Godplex, or I like to call it Godplex, but it's really just consciousness, bro. But so let me get back to where I was at. So the Godplex, oneness. This is where we had done everything. We understand where we come from, right? Right. We have aligned and balanced our energy points, right? Our chakras, right? And we have ascended our physical. We have ascended our physical body, and now we are in our conscious state, right? We are walking this earth, right, within our physical body, but we have transcended all of our energy points, and we are in our most crown divine state, right? Which is consciousness, which is God, right? Which is, it has the love for every and all things. It sees beauty in every and all things, right? I mean, it doesn't have an ego. It doesn't have any of that, right? So mental clarity, complete separation of the lower self, or seven deadly sins: gluttony, lust. Y'all know the 7 deadly sins. If you don't, just look them up. You know what I'm saying? You've heard of them though, but I'm sure a majority of y'all have heard of the 7 deadly sins. You know what I'm saying? What they do for you or whatever. So the Godplex consciousness within this realm, right, is the mastery over the soul and mind. And what makes the Godplex so beautiful, what makes consciousness so beautiful, is that we are not subjected to this matter, bro. We're not subjected to this vessel, which makes it so beautiful. Once you understand that, once you ascended to that, your crown clarity, like you understand all of that, right? And you're doing the things that you need to be doing on a day-to-day basis to prepare you to ascend once you pass away, which there is no more living in space and time, which is you passing away or dying from earth, right? But the earth is not the end all be all. Earth is not just, bro, energy can, I want you guys to understand this. Energy cannot be created nor destroyed, only transferred. These are simple laws of life that we have on this physical plane that we understand. So if we take that and understanding, okay, that energy cannot be created nor destroyed, right, within space and time, obviously, right? We're not talking about the God, the God of the universe, right? We're talking about just here on earth, right? So once you transcend that, you will be an entity or a being that is spirit, mind over matter, right? And that's what you ultimately want to achieve in life, is spirit over matter, bro. Not matter over spirit. You want to be spirit over matter. That's the whole goal, whole essence of life, is become spirit over matter. But this world promotes matter over spirit. They want you to think that there ain't nothing to life. There's nothing to it. They want you to be stuck doing the same life over and over and over again, right? This is where people who's like, oh, seem like you've been here before. Because you probably have, bro. Do you really want to keep repeating the same things? And this is where infinity comes in, right? Always it's just the endless cycle of once we reach the top, we'll eventually end up going back to the bottom or the physical plane and living here again. Well, one thing is for certain, I know for me, even if we do end up, or even if I end up coming back here eventually or in due time, bro, it's literally part of life, bro. You know what I'm saying? Or it's part of the cycle, right? And cycles are infinite, right? This is where infinity comes in, or cycles are infinite, right? Once we get to the start, and then we keep going, and then sooner or later we'll end up back where we started, right? And then we'll end up back where we started, and we'll end up back where we started. It's a cycle. It's infinity, and consciousness is infinite. So could we entertain the fact that, or idea that maybe that the universe will infinitely experience itself? You know what I'm saying? But I know for one thing, you don't want to get trapped. You don't want to get trapped here, bro. In terms of like, you want your spirit to pass on, bro. You don't want it to get trapped here, bro. Because one thing is for certain, bro, if you decide to live in your lower self, bro, what has the universe learned from that one individualistic experience? Nothing. And so it's going to have to repeat itself. As opposed to, okay, it's learned that spirit, it's learned that individualistic experience. And it's learned from that individualistic experience. Now it's time to extend past the individualistic experience into other experiences, other things about life, and so on and so forth, in the nature of just existence, bro. Really, I hope this makes sense, bro. That this was my little, you know what I'm saying, my little video or whatever, bro. A little breakdown video, explaining what I believe to be true, in terms of humanity and where we're here. I don't believe that we're just here, bro. I don't believe that the Big Bang just exploded and poof, we all here, because there's too much complexity to life. And this is why I call Godplex this is why I call it the Godplex, is because existence is complicated, bro, right? It's the most complex thing that we know. That's what makes it so beautiful, you know what I'm saying? It's what makes it so beautiful. It's what makes it so interesting and entertaining, bro, right? It's the complexity that makes existence what it is, right? So the Mukin, right? For all my Bleach fans, Mukin, right? Y'all know what I'm talking about. This is where Aizen was imprisoned at, right? They had, oh, you sentenced here for 10,000 years and boot the whoop, you know what I mean, right? So Mukin, I like to call the Mukin the elites, right? The elites, the people who put these false indoctrinations in place, who get us to looking outside of ourselves, like in looking for in religion. Religion, Christianity, Islam, you know what I'm saying, pointing our energy and focus towards everything else and anything else but ourselves, bro. Does that make sense? And if they worship this realm, bro, you know what I'm saying, they want to stay here, bro. They understand how consciousness works. They understand that, and they understand that they have the ability to come back here, to stay here. And they feel like that should be everybody. Everybody should be subjected to stay here forever. And some people don't want to do that, right? And this is where the good and evil is really the universe getting in the way of itself, bro, right? If you really want to think about it, it's the universe getting in the way of itself, because you have the evil, right, which is created the same that good was created, and the same that consciousness or God wants to experience good and evil is. You see what I'm saying? So this information is for the ones who want to ascend, who don't want to be here forever, don't want to be repeating, right? And for the ones who want to be here and want to come back to reincarnate, well, continue to do what you do. Continue to live the life that you live, bro. You know what I'm saying? You'll be back. So look, the Mukin. Entities of misleading humanity, distorted perception of reality. This is what we call, or people are known in modern day as the elites, right? By manipulating the mind with indoctrinated knowledge, weakens us or our consciousness to metaphysical knowledge, which in terms is essentially trapping your soul here, bro, and subjected to reincarnation, right? So if you want to explore, if you want to be that if you want to explore and be that multi-dimensional being, you already know what to do. I just gave y'all a whole breakdown on what to do, right? And if you want to continue to just have matter over mind and really just believe that, well, just this what you see, you know what I'm saying, is all to life, and continue to do that. Right? I'm not here to try to change your thought. This is up to you to decide. All I'm simply doing is presenting y'all with the info, right? And you know what I'm saying? It's really up to you what you want to do with it, for. But I wanted y'all to know, like, this ain't religion. This ain't, you know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with religion. I mean, honestly, there's nothing wrong with religion, because, you know, religion, you know, gets you grounded in something, right? But it just gets you grounded in the wrong things, bro. You know what I'm saying? It gets you grounded in thinking that somebody's going to come out of the sky and save you, you know? Instead of you being controlling the destiny, control of your destiny, of your own life. Will you rise to the plate? A lot of people believe, oh, you know, or Jesus God, you know, or Muhammad, or the Quran says this about, you know what I'm saying, our life, and that we need to turn to Muhammad or Allah. We need to turn to them if we ever want to reach divinity. And it just seems, I don't know, very, very controlling, bro. Like, right? It gets you focused off the main subject, which is always have been each one of us, right? That's why people say treat others as the way you want to be treated, is because we are all one, bro. You know what I'm saying? We are all one, believe it or not. And once we understand that, we could extend out that helping hand. We could help people where they need to be helped, right? But we're not able to do that if we've got matter over mind. If we don't believe in our spirit, if we don't believe that there's anything past what we can see in this physical realm, well, you're doomed, bro. That's just not how this world works, right? Right. There's too much unseen, right? There's too much no explanations for the things that occur in this realm, right? That we don't have answers for, right? And the four elements that can be controlled, again, by, if you want to affect this world directly, the astral realm is to do it, bro. Because they're all interconnected, right? Or if you want to thrive, if you're, as your consciousness as a light being, if you want to thrive, right? Then the astral realm is where you want to be at. The astral realm is where you know you need to be spending most of your time, most of your thought, even here in your physical body. Most of your time and thought should be spent in the astral realm, right? If you, in terms of, if you want to develop more for your physical world, for this physical world, right? I mean, of course you don't take any of it with you, right? Because you're gonna once you die from space and time. That's just that. Your light consciousness ascends that. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, this is consciousness. We are consciousness, the divinity from within. I hope this video has helped you guys have a better understanding of what it means to be a matter and spiritual being, and how we could take the time out of our day to understand and ultimately work towards, right, becoming that crown chakra, becoming that consciousness, becoming that one with. Because think about that, it's complete unity, bro. Complete entire unity. When you look at people, you don't look at them upside down with a frown. When you look at them, you understand. That's me I'm looking at, bro. Right? Just in a different body, right? Individualistic body, but they want to keep people separate. They want to keep people confused. The hardest thing for humanity to do is to come together. That's the video for today. Appreciate each and every single one of y'all tuning in. It's Boogie, and I'm out.